It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. Tonight, and I'm looking forward to this great. Going to see the speed and the skill of NBA guards. Two of the league's best going head-to-head.
And when I think basketball, I envision guards pushing the tempo, taking threes. The modern NBA has a lot of talent. The pace has never been higher.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Porter is out there with Chris Bosh. And it's Michael Jordan. Then there's McCollum. And it's Ewing in at the 5 down low. Porter kicks to McCollum. Outside Bosh. Jordan wide open. They get it back. That one no good. And here are the Nets. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
Yeah, and they lost the season series to this squad last time around. Maybe a little extra motivation tonight to show they've improved.
Drexler passes to Thomas. 6 to shoot. And it's Halliburton missing. Halliburton against Porter. Pass to McCollum. Ewing a screen on Drexler. Steps back. McCollum. He gets it in there.
Well, that's nice work inside that time by McCollum, showing you a lot of skill and poise.
Thomas against Jordan. Thomas passes to Halliburton. Inside. Davis. Oh!
That's as good as it gets. Woo! That was impact from here.
And Isaiah Thomas picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. 15. Davis against Jordan.
Still trying to find their rhythm offensively. Just 1 for 4 so far.
So, Tim, the District of Columbia and the Wizards reaching a deal to keep them in D.C. through 2050.
Along with a project to expand the arena complex, create an entertainment district, and implement safety and transportation upgrades. Really exciting stuff.
And it's Jordan with the jam.
And right there, you see how quickly MJ gets into the air. Yet another one of his natural gifts.
McCollum looking it over. Nice ball movement by Washington. Jordan against Davis. Shot clock at 3. And here's Bosh for 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game. Great adjustments on the offensive end.
And the fact that they did all of that on the road was really impressive. Davis makes things simple for his teammates. Just lob it up, and he will take care of the rest.
Here's Jordan. A rebound by Thurman.
He seems a little out of rhythm right now.
Pass to Drexler. Halliburton on the wing. Over Jordan. And it's Halliburton missing.
He got the space he wanted for his mid-range. He just wasn't able to convert.
Outside Porter. Here's Bosh. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And easy to understand why many believe Porter is the complete package. Skilled at making the correct pass.
Halliburton finds Drexler. Here's Davis. And it falls over the rim and in. Davis has got 8.
Yeah, boy, is he dialed in. Perfect from the field this period.
McCollum outside. Back to Jordan. It's stolen by Davis. Here's Halliburton. And finished off by Halliburton.
What a slam by Halliburton. Using that agility to make a statement.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. You know, Greg, you could argue the Nets kind of overachieved last season under first-year head coach Jorge Fernandez.
Yeah, only the 6th worst record last season. The defense was halfway decent, but they understand some patience is required in a rebuild.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And a wide-open look for Walker. Rebound by the Wizards.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Here's Kuzi. Basket is good. The assist from Turkoglu.
I tell you, Kuzi is pretty crafty down there on the block. Has that sense of how to score in traffic.
Sabonis kicks to Ingram. Count it. Good.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Cousins with a screen on Walker. Here's Kuzi. Score the basket. His second of 2 attempts.
Yeah, I love that. He comes off the pick and takes it right to the hole.
Pass to Goodrich. Back to Walker. Deflects the pass. Here's Kuzi. Guarded by Walker. Here's Kuzi. Back to Anderson. Now here's Cousins. Ingram with the steal. Now here's Goodrich. Defended by Anderson. And it's Goodrich missing.
Well, give the defender credit. Sometimes it's enough to force the miss.
Anderson, the bounce pass. To the inside. Cross contact on the shot. And now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. We're a good ways into the season at this point, Tim, and most of the quality teams now have found their flow, don't you think?
Yeah, I think, Kevin, lineups for the most part are set. Rotations have found their way for coaching staffs. You know exactly how you're going to try to play every night. The teams that are struggling to this point probably have some bigger issues behind the scenes.
But you can have the same names on the jersey, but every season, am I right, is different.
Every locker room is different, every supporting cast, and even the vibe of every season has a different feel to it.
Just 5 on the clock. Ingram comes with the double team. Kuzi can't hit. The Nets have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Goodrich. Rebounded by the Wizards. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And it's just never easy to get stops in this league, but they had a smart game plan defensively, and I felt like that was the difference.
Well, their closeouts on shooters was impressive, and they kept them uncomfortable the entire game.
Goodrich dishes to Walker. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Sabonis, the pass to Şengün. Here's Walker. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
And Walker, the definition of a creative finisher. No foul, no problem.
High, arcing shot. Kuzi with the bucket. Kuzi's got 8.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Yeah, it's been a close matchup, which we expected, and this could very well come down to some big shots at the end.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Washington out in front, up 1. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
Tons of points off penetration so far, guys. They're driving at will on the defense, just taking whatever they want.
And another thing they've done consistently well is attack the paint. They have stayed aggressive under the hoop and gotten high percentage looks.
So the Wizards 5 right now. Michael Jordan is out there with C.J. McCollum. Then it's Porter. Then there's Bosch. And it's Ewing in at the 5 spot. And here's Davis for 3. Porter pulls it in. Wizards leading by 3. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin. Tyrese Halliburton loves to pass, but he's not chasing assists. He said, quote, "I just try to play the right brand of basketball. I like to see the ball moving. I can get ahead. I'm just playing through the flow of the game. Assists just happen with the way I play." Back to you, Kevin.
He spreads it around. Thanks so much, Allie, for the report. Here's Davis. That shot off the mark. Nice D from Bosch. And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for Washington. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. The net shooting with confidence, 50% for the field so far. And it's Davis finishing it off.
And really with the off-the-charts explosiveness, Davis just punishes opponents on those alley-oops.
Here's Jordan. Oh, the focus inside by Michael Jordan.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And when Tyrese Halliburton entered the NBA, Greg, scouts were worried about his shot release point.
It's definitely lower than you would teach, but by the same token, that's why he gets it off so quickly, making it a tough shot to contest.
Pass to McCollum. Ewing, a screen on Halliburton, and the basket by McCollum.
Well, you're talking about a guy who's about 40% from deep over the course of his career. C.J. McCollum has been doing this at a high level for a long time.
Here's Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
Well, this is a good reminder for anybody who thinks he's too small for a 5. His athletic ability totally levels the playing field.
Back to Bosch. Outside Porter from past the arc. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Now, here is Halliburton from deep. Ewing gets the rebound. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Porter kicks to Jordan. Here's McCollum. And the layup's good off the glass. McCollum's got 10 points in the game.
Look at McCollum just going to work. So good at using his creativity to find shots inside.
Back to Halliburton. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's speed. Halliburton's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, the defense was a little soft right there, and it made it a practice shot.
And the Nets making a change here. Ingram's checked in. And a change for the Wizards. Hedo Turkoglu's checked in for Michael Porter. Ewing, a screen on Halliburton. Up top, Ewing. And it's good, 2 points. Ewing's got his first points in this one.
And how about the muscle inside from Ewing? Easily getting to wherever he wants to on that low block.
Halliburton for 3. And it's Jordan with the rebound. Wizards leading by 9. Pass to McCollum. Back to Jordan. McCollum against Halliburton. That shot misses. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. A three-pointer off the mark.
Well, unfortunately, his poor shooting is not helping their case here.
And the basket by McCollum.
Well, that's helping your team. By and large, he's taking shots he knows he can make.
And this is the second full season for Brian Keefe as head coach of the Wizards.
even in a rebuild, setting culture matters. Keeps approach, accountability, teaching, and no shortcuts.
Well, check out that feed. Ingram surveying the scene and looking to create the best shot possible. He's put up great assist numbers over the years.
Bangs home the trifecta. Halliburton's got 6 in the quarter.
And we're playing about as much defense as they did there. Not nearly enough.
Cullen passes to Jordan. Close range, Michael Jordan.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
And so, Jordy Fernandez decides to call timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. Both teams changing it up here. Let's bring up the teams that have shot the lights out during the last month. The 4th spot held by the Nets.
And over the last month, they've been incredibly efficient from the field. That means they're getting guys shots in their sweet spots.
Pass to Ingram. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. The shape. And the layup by Walker. Walker's got 6.
And a capable scorer from anywhere on the floor. You give Walker those kinds of looks, and he's going to make you pay.
Kuzi passes to Anderson. To the paint. Here's Cousins. And he elevates for the slam. Domantas Sabonis did not like that at all.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. And good coming off the assist from Hedo Turkoglu. Turkoglu's got his 4th assist in this one.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Ingram against Turkoglu. 5 to shoot. Ingram dishes to Goodrich. The rebound by Ilgauskas.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Turkoglu kicks to Ilgauskas. Pass to Anderson. He's looking for Cousins and finds him. Ilgauskas a screen on Walker. Washington needs to get a shot off here. His first shot coming late. That's short off the rim. Nets trail by 11. Pass to Goodrich. Over Turkoglu. Goodrich, that's good. Goodrich has got his first basket. And so it's Washington in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. Shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And we'll be right back after this.
Hello, folks. Still a ways off from All-Star Weekend. But let's first check in on who's in the running for this year's three-point contest.
Man, this is a crazy list. Plenty of familiar names on it here, but a couple of outliers, too. I loved.
And now, guys, it's time to talk about that challenging first half for the Brooklyn Nets.
Well, their problems start on the backboard, and it's not just a few unlucky bounces. It's an activity, Shaq.
Which is something you can fix if you want to, but I'm not seeing a lot of want to from them.
And that is it for halftime, folks.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You look at Anthony Davis in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Well, and I expect they're going to continue to lean on him as we continue in this game. Why not? The way he's playing right now offensively.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. They've got Halliburton. Anthony Davis is out there with Drexler. Then it's Thomas. And it's Thurman in at the 5. And that's the group for Jordy Fernandez as we begin the second half. Pass to Drexler. To the middle, Davis. Davis owning the paint and gets it to go.
Yeah, he continues to break down that defense. Davis is in a great rhythm right now.
And here's McCollum. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Halliburton outside. Halliburton muscles through the contact.
And Halliburton doesn't get rattled easily. He's adept at finding ways to finish through contact.
Outside, Porter. Back to McCollum. Excellent defense there from Halliburton. That's trailed by 7. And we're just about a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter of basketball. Pass to Drexler. Off target from 3-point range.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
And it's McCollum off the drive. Good. McCollum's got 17 now.
Nice play by McCollum. So crafty with the ball in his hand.
Drexler passes to Thurman. And there's the foul. It'll go on Patrick Ewing. That's his first foul. Davis in the corner. So, Tim, let me put you in a different hat here. If you're running an NBA franchise, would you rather build around a guard, wing, or a big man in today's NBA?
I think I'd go with the wing with size, a guy that can create his own offense, and for which there is no great defensive matchup. Those guys, to me, are the ones that can help lead you to the promised land.
Well, that sounds like a good blueprint. Shot clock at 2. Ewing, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And Ewing with that size really creates a tough matchup, especially when he's attacking the offensive board.
Drexler passes to Thurman. Lays it up and banks it in. Thurman's got his second basket.
Whatever they said at halftime, it is working. They look super confident out there.
Bosch sets the pick for McCollum. Down low. And the dunk by Bosch.
Nice read by McCollum. Such a smart player. He knows when to find others.
Pass to Davis. And Ewing sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ewing. Şengün's checked in for the Nets. And then for Washington, Cousins comes in for Patrick Ewing. And Ilgauskas subbed in for Bosch. Thomas kicks to Şengün. Back to Thomas. Rebounded by the Wizards.
And they continue to control the glass.
And in a little over a decade, the Nets, GA, having to rebuild from the ashes of 2 super team iterations.
The short time span between shows how quickly they can turn things around. And with a treasure trove of picks in the coming years, they look to climb that mountain once again. And not a long trip to the rim for Ilgauskas, using that reach to just hammer it down.
Halliburton for 3. It's rebounded by Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Washington leading now by 11. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Thank you, Kevin. Those who've worked with Nets coach Jordy Fernandez rave about his keeper skills. He said, quote, "Am I very good at it? I don't know, but I try because I think it's important. When you have that relationship, especially in the tough moments, is when you can break through and be successful. Without it, it's tough, so you try to build it." Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Allie. Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Ingram, he's checked in for Drexler. Goodrich comes in for Thomas. And Walker subbed in for Halliburton. Turkoglu passes to Anderson. Oh, good with the triple. Nets trail by 10. Ingram with it. Turkoglu picks him up. That's good from Davis on the assist from Ingram. Davis has got 23 points. For Washington, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Anderson outside. Pass to Turkoglu. 5 on the clock. Launches a 3. Şengün! Wow!
He is just a monster on the boards. And with those soft hands Cousins has, he's going to turn those offensive rebounds into putbacks almost every time.
Here's Kuzi, guarded by Walker. Pass to Kuzi. Back to Anderson. The tray. Kuzi can't hit.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage. That's it.
To the middle. Here's Davis. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Davis has got 11 points here in just the second half. And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. Sabonis, he's checked in for Davis. With the break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. Domantas Sabonis is on top.
And, you know, he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that rebounding list. When all was said and done, he was a man among boys.
Anderson against Goodrich. Left side Anderson. Turkoglu inside the line. Good. He hits the jump shot.
And not a shot you see often from Turkoglu, showing off his skills there.
And Walker kicks to Ingram. Ilgauskas against Şengün. There's Walker with the 3. Wizards leading by 10. Let's a floater go. Kuzi can't hit. 59 seconds left here in the third quarter. Goodrich up top. He's covered by Anderson. Pass to Kuzi. Back to Anderson. Nice ball movement by Washington. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Ilgauskas from beyond the arc and then some. Ilgauskas has got the lead up to 13 now for the Wizards. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Outside, Walker. Pass to Şengün. Lets it go with a 3. He can't get it to go. And so it's Washington. 13 points up at the end of the period. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. Right back after this break. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball. And how about the perfect delivery?
Well, the vision, the placement of the pass, and then the timing. You just can't do it any better.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. So the Wizards 5 right now. Chris Bosh is out there with Ewing. Then there's C.J. McCollum. Then it's Michael Porter. And it's Jordan in at the 2-guard spot. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Washington.
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disrupted in terms of what they've done defensively.
And I also really like the pace they've played with in this one, specifically how high tempo it's been, clearly working to their advantage so far.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Drexler's checked in. Outside Thomas. Over Jordan. Thomas's shot is off.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Porter kicks to Bosch. Ewing outside. Outside, Porter takes a three. And Sabonis pulls it down. Nets trail by 15. Halliburton finds Thomas. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. That shot, no good. Good D by Jordan. And so Jordan will bring it up for Washington. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Pass to McCollum, a three ball. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Well, after spacing the floor for them in the first half, he's gone cold from out there.
Back to Halliburton. Offline with his three. Wizards leading by 15. To the paint, here's Bosch. Nice D from Sabonis.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish.
Bosch passes to Ewing, and Jordan has it in the corner. Over Thomas. No good from Jordan. Nets have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Pass to Thurman. Left side, Halliburton. He was all alone on that one.
The thing about Halliburton's range is it's flexible. He can take a good shot from anywhere.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. The Nets making a switch here. Davis has checked in. Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Hey, guys. Well, Brian Keefe was just reviewing the plan with his team, and he encouraged them to stay focused and not get complacent, saying we've worked too hard to get this lead, and we're not going to give it up now. Stay connected, play smart. Let's get this win. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Allie, thank you. And here's McCollum for three. Rebounded by the Nets. Thurman's got 6 rebounds in the game. Davis setting the pick for Halliburton. Davis against Jordan. And a wide open look for Halliburton. And the three off target.
After making 2 threes in the first half, the defense has really tightened up on him here, and he's yet to hit one in the second.
Ewing surveying the floor. Over Davis. Bank shot, no good. Nets trail by 11. Pass to Drexler. Now Davis. Ignoring the contact, Anthony Davis.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
McCollum dishes to Ewing. Back to McCollum. And here's Jordan outside. It's hauled in by Thomas.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
They grabbed their own miss. Davis with the rebound and the bucket.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Porter against Drexler. Here's McCollum. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for Brooklyn. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Now Davis. Drexler inside. Guarded by Porter. Book it!
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, those are the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, when you're coming down the stretch, you don't want any wasted possession.
And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. Outside Bosch. Shot clock at 5. Jordan fires. Missed on the 3.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here. Yeah, that's not a good look at all.
Now Davis. Jordan against Davis. No good on the layup.
Wow, you got to commend the defensive effort right there. It really made a difference.
Going to work down low.
Big bucket from AD, reminding you why he is an NBA champion.
And just miss after miss right now. That's trailed by 3. Burton outside. Halliburton converts inside.
Huge finish from Halliburton. From the moment he entered the league, Tyrese has been clutch.
Jordan. Porter against Drexler. Now Halliburton. Now Davis. Oh, the dunk.
Oh, the nerves on this guy.
Completely unfazed by what's at stake. That's just clutch.
Jordan deciding where to go with it.
And that's what makes AD special, protecting that rim.
McCollum connects with the chain. And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. So I'm looking at the clock, and guys, the situation. What do you think we're going to see next?
Hey, they do have enough time here. If they shoot quickly to get the 2 for 1, we'll see if they try.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Davis. Strong move off the glass.
Davis is ready for these moments. He is a guy that embraces the spotlight.
And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. Well, given the scenario here, how do you approach this next possession?
Always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
I am really curious to see what he's got in store here.
At this point, finding blocks comes naturally for AD. He just anticipates and attacks the basketball.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. The second one is good. Being both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
And the perfect time to be perfect at the line. Only a 3 can tie it now.
And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win, and really, it's like a knife in the gut to lose. You gotta love being on edge of your seat and just wondering what's gonna happen. How is this thing gonna play out?